The famous theorist Malaguzki once said, "Stand aside for a while and leave room for learning. Observe what children do, and then, if you have understood well, perhaps teaching will be different." Hello, and thank you for viewing our comprehensive video manual on observation and assessment. Meet our esteemed manual developer, Asante Bob, Gabrielle Adams, Aisha Mosley, Kristen Case, and Kimrel Diamond Martin. This manual will cover the following: what is observation and assessment? Why are they important? Types of methods and tools used in observation and assessment. The benefits of developing assessment tools. Ethical considerations when making observations. Challenges faced when observing and how to prepare or overcome them. Video demonstration of observational tools, and how can parents be involved in the evaluation and assessment process. Child development is a critical aspect of a child's growth. This includes physical, intellectual, social, language, and emotional domains. To accurately assess a child's development, it is important to evaluate skills related to fine and gross motor abilities, language, cognitive function, and social interaction. As an early childhood educator, understanding the concept of observation and assessment is critical for providing effective learning experience for young children. This presentation will thoroughly explore the importance of observation and assessment in early childhood education. We will also delve into the various observation methods and assessment tools commonly used in this field to ensure that educators are equipped with the necessary strategies to support children's learning and development effectively. Kimrel, could you elaborate for us a bit on what is assessment and observation?
Thank you, Asante. So, what is observation? And more specifically, observation in early childhood. Observation in early childhood can be described as paying close attention to how a child behaves, how they interact through activities they are engaged in. In observation, the holistic development of the child is the main focus. So, observation is not simply watching, but watching with an intent to learn as to and to assess the strengths and the weaknesses of the child in order to strategize and implement areas in which we can help the child learn and get to the next level in their development. Assessment, on the other hand, is the ongoing process whereby information is gathered, it is interpreted, and it is recorded. These informations are used to really bring clarity as to how the child is learning, how they're understanding, what skills and abilities they have. It is then reviewed and then activities formulated so that it can help the child to get them to the next level and make learning more effective. Of course, Gabrielle is going to go in a little bit more in depth as to the importance of observation and assessment.
Thank you, Kimrel. Why observation is important? Observation is important because 1. It enhances learning. Observation allows us to absorb information from our surroundings, aiding in understanding and learning new concepts. Number 2, it improves decision making. So by observing children, we gather data and important insights and information in order to make informed decisions in various situations. Number 3, it allows us to plan more effectively. So by observing children's interests, their preferences, and abilities, teachers can plan engaging and developmentally appropriate activities that can cater to all their needs. And number 4, parent communication. Observation serves as a valuable evidence of children's learning and development, thus facilitating meaningful and discussions with parents and caregivers about their child's progress. Why assessment is important? Now, assessment is important because it allows us as teachers to inform instruction. This can help us to identify children's strengths, their weak areas, and allow us to tailor their instruction. Number two, it identify developmental milestones. Assessment helps track children's progress in the various domains such as the cognitive, the socio-emotional, and the physical. And number three, early intervention. Identifying learning difficulties or developmental delays early on enables final intervention and support. Thus, it helps to maximize children's potential. Now, we will now take a view and listen to what Asante has to share.
Thank you, Gabrielle. When observing students, it is essential to employ various observation methods to understand the child comprehensively. Therefore, let's look at some of the assessment methods commonly used. Time sampling. This involves systematically recording a child's behavior at a specific interval. It allows caregivers to track how often specific behaviors occur throughout the day. This method can provide valuable insights into patterns of behavior and help identify trends or change over time. Running record. This method describes the child's behavior during a specific period and is written in the present tense. It provides a detailed account of the child's behavior in a specific situation. Work sample. This portfolio of the child's creative work includes drawing, paintings, cuttings, and writings. It also includes comments, description of the creative process, and any remarks or conversations the child had while creating each piece. Learning stories. This involves providing comprehensive and detailed account of a child or a group of children learning experiences, progress, and development. Anecdotal record is an observational method for recording specific events after they have occurred. It focuses on capturing the significant detail of the event in order in which they happen. A checklist is a valuable tool that allows caregivers and educators to gather information about a child's development. By comparing a child's progress to established developmental norms, the checklist provides insight into the child's competencies across various developmental domains, including cognitive, physical, social, emotional, and language skills. This comprehensive approach enables a holistic understanding of the child's growth and help identify areas where additional support or intervention may be beneficial. Assessment, however, takes different form in early childhood education, giving caregivers critical information about a child's development and learning journey. Some of the main tools used in early childhood education are as follows. Observational assessments are valuable tools for educators to record and analyze a child's behavior, interactions, and activities during daily routines and playtime. This method includes both informal and formal approaches. In the informal approach, teachers observe and assess a child's development across various areas during any activity throughout the day. The formal approach sometimes involves a more structured assessment of specific developmental areas. On the other hand, a portfolio is a carefully compiled collection of a child's work that encompasses their progress and development over time. It serves as a tangible evidence of their learning journey, including all areas of their growth and development across various areas of learning and development, including academic, social, emotional, and physical domain. In contrast, formative assessment is the monitoring of a child's progress throughout their early childhood education. This involves consistently documenting and observing how children engage with and respond to various learning activities and experiences. By closely tracking their development and understanding their strengths and areas for growth, educators can tailor their teaching strategy to support each child's learning journey better. We can see how each method contributes to a comprehensive assessment of the child's development and learning. Now, what are the advantages of developing assessment tools? I will invite Gabrielle Adams once more to elaborate on this topic.
Thank you, Asanti. The benefits of developing your own assessment tools include tailoring assessment. Now, when teachers are given the opportunity to tailor the assessment, they help to reach children's abilities, their strengths, and they must ensure that these lessons and activities are developmentally appropriate. Number two, it provides teachers the opportunity to become flexible in their assessment methods beyond what the standardized tests may cover or the curriculum. And number three, it fosters a deeper understanding of each child, and these understandings and information are shared with their parents, caregivers, and educational personnel. And number four, it encourages creativity and innovation, which supports each child's learning journey. Now, I would like to invite Christine to share her slides.
Two ethical considerations that must be taken into account when observing young children are: 1. Privacy and confidentiality. According to Benona and others, 2017, confidentiality and privacy are essential for handling observations of children. Obtaining consent, safeguarding data, and maintaining confidentiality are all necessary to protect the privacy of children and families. Therefore, it is important for an observer to ensure privacy and confidentiality to protect and create a secure environment for students and families. 2. Informed consent and transparency. When observing young children, clear communication and mutual understanding are crucial. This involves obtaining informed consent from parents or guardian and being transparent about the goals and procedures. Open communication and prompt, honest responses to questions or concerns help build trust. This approach establishes cooperative relationship with families, enhances observation credibility, and respects the rights and dignity of everyone involved. We will now look at the challenges observers can face and how to prepare for or overcome them. Challenge number one: confidentiality concerns. Observers may encounter circumstances when the observation process requirements contradict ethical values such as upholding confidentiality or honoring children's rights. For the solution, the observer should prioritize making ethical decisions by learning about important ethical norms and rules in early childhood education. They should seek advice from authorities or peers when facing difficult ethical issues and provide clear guidelines and processes for managing private data while ensuring that all observation techniques comply with legal and ethical criteria. Number two, time constraints. It could be difficult for observers to set aside enough time for observation between other duties and responsibilities. Solution: observers need to prioritize the time they spend observing as it is a crucial part of their professional practice. They should schedule specific time for observation and set clear boundaries to minimize distraction. Number three, limited access to resources. The inability of observers to obtain equipment or technology, such as recording devices or observation tools, can make it more difficult to gather and analyze data. Solution: to ensure efficient observation procedures, the observer should assess technology and resources needed. They should also request sufficient funds and assistance from the administration. Additionally, they can consider using free or low cost digital tools available on the internet or use paper based observation forms. 4. Dealing with uncooperative behavior from children. Observers might come across instances during observation sessions where children exhibit resistance or uncooperative behavior. Solution: the assessor should use different methods such as giving the children choices, praising them, or offering rewards. Additionally, the assessor should use creative and flexible strategies for adapting observation techniques to each child's unique preferences, interests, and developmental needs. We will now have a short video demonstrating how to use a checklist as a form of observation tool, highlighting its benefits and challenges, followed by Aisha, who will suggest ways in which early childhood practitioners can involve parents in assessing and evaluating children.
I'll be showing you how to use a checklist to assess and evaluate children's development. Now, what is a checklist? A checklist is a tool used to mark off predetermined skills or competencies children at a certain age or stage should have. The checklist I will be showing you is used to assess whether 3 to 4-year-old children have reached a benchmark for typical developmental milestones in the socio-emotional domain. Let's first look at the checklist. Here you can see 3 columns. First, there are the skills or behaviors that are typical of children this age. Next, we have a section to add a check if on observing the child, we see them exhibit behaviors or actions which fit the criteria. Finally, we have the date to show when we observed the child doing the action or behavior. Some checklists also include comment sections, which can be used to add comments about what the child did, even if they did not reach the milestone. Now that we have the checklist we will be using, we'll perform our observation. These can be done throughout the school day, but for this demonstration, we'll be viewing a short clip from the YouTube video, Focus Observations, Chapter 3, Video 6 by Red Leaf Press. The following clip is of a child playing with a toy next to a teacher. We will observe this clip and then fill out the checklist based on what we have seen for this child.
When he's done, probably.
I want one.
Wait, how can you get one? Let's think. Angela, I'll help you 1 second, okay? Let me help Alex with this. I hear you. I hear that you want one now. We have to wait. Can I find you a different person? I hear you, Alex. Can we find another person? You don't want another person? We have to wait until Josh is finished. Right now for his, okay? I'll go back to helping you with your puzzle very soon. Okay, I want to help Alex figure out this how he feels. Okay? Alex, can I hug you? Will that help you? Can I hold you for a little bit? You just want the person now. Okay, but listen to why he needs one. Can you tell him why you need one? Why? Okay, why do you need one for this toy? Can you show Josh?
During the observation, the main areas of development I saw were social, emotional, and language. Looking at this checklist, I will now check off any behaviors that I saw evidence of in the video. Did we see him defend his possessions? Not in the clip, so we will leave it blank. Did we see him become shy and start to whine? Yes, when he was asked why he needed the toy, he became quiet and introverted, and he did start to whine. So we will add a check mark. We can also add a check mark for starting to show awareness of his feelings and the feelings of others. If we don't see it in this observation, we will not put a check by it. Finally, here are some things to watch out for when using a checklist. 1. Ensure that you are observing and assessing children free of bias or predetermined notions. Number 2, always use a checklist that is suitable for the age and condition of the child. Number 3, any information gathered should be done so ethically and kept confidential. Thank you, Kristen. For this session, we'll first look at the reason why it is important to involve parents in their child's assessment and evaluation. Parents are children's first teachers and know and understand more about their children than any other person in their lives. Thus, they hold important information about their children's needs, likes, and struggles that are needed to accurately assess and evaluate them. Today, research has shown us that children's learning success is greatly improved when parents are communicated with often and involved in observing, assessing, and reflecting on their child's learning. Involving parents in assessment and evaluation also shows parents the importance of play to child development. International childcare agencies also strongly require parental involvement in children's assessment. We will now look at 3 ways teachers can involve parents in assessment and evaluation. Number 1, communication is key. Practitioners need to communicate often with parents to build trust and show parents that their practice places children at the forefront. Before the assessment or evaluation of children in the classroom, teachers should explain to parents what methods they're using, why they're doing them, and what information they intend to gather. Number 2, they should share work samples. Regularly sharing work samples helps parents to see their child's progress during the term. Seeing their child's work also enables parents to better understand the teacher's evaluations of their children and allows them to provide any further assistance the child may need at home. Number 3, we should solicit families' input. Written assessments can be sent and parents can be asked to provide comments or feedback. As primary caregivers, parents can also assist the teacher by telling them what they should look out for and highlighting any concerns or questions they have from observing their children at home. A learning story is a good tool to solicit feedback. Now over to Kimrell to give us the conclusion.
Thank you, Aisha, and thank you, team. And just before we end, we would like to just give you a few timely reminders. One, partnership is vital to the success of the development of our children. Whether you are observing or you are assessing, it is important that we maintain partnership, whether it's with teacher to teacher or teacher to child or teachers to parents. It is absolutely necessary. Open communication is key to maintaining partnership. And so we must remember that our parents are the first teachers of the children. Parents are guardian, and therefore we need them on board. So we must maintain open communication. Additionally, let's remember we have to be flexible. There may be time when we have to operate outside of the curriculum in order to give the children the best chances possible. And finally, avoid biases. Remember, the goal of observation is to look with intent to learn so that we can help formulate a plan that would help in the development of a holistic, well-rounded child. And so we want to thank you for listening.